Baseball, America's pastime. I love the game. I grew up playing in Little League in Southern California. I would regularly attend Angels and Dodgers games with my dad, grandfather, aunts and uncles, cousins, and friends. When I moved to New York, it became a routine to go to Yankee Stadium every weekend they were home for a game, sitting out in the bleachers mostly because that was all I could afford. I had my heroes. Reggie Jackson, Wally Joyner, the entire 1988 Los Angeles Dodgers, then later Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera. But all our heroes, no matter how inspirational they can be on the field, are just as human as you or I, with their failures, fears, and frailties. Episode 58 of One Man's Opinion, where I review professional theater across Connecticut and New York. Today I am reviewing the Broadway revival of Richard Greenberg's Take Me Out, running through June 11th at the Helen Hayes Theater at 240 West 44th Street in New York. It is directed by Scott Ellis and stars Jesse Williams as Darren Lemming, a baseball player who makes a public announcement that he is gay. Take Me Out follows the fallout of his publicly coming out during the rest of the baseball season. Take Me Out is a wonderful play, and the revival is an excellent production. Are there problems with the script? Yes, but they are overall few and far between. The play is successfully carried on the back of where the script works, and I'll get to that in a moment. The play is loosely inspired by teams and people in Major League Baseball at the time of the play's setting in 2002. The Empires are inspired by the New York Yankees, right down to the frieze that Yankee Stadium has and the pinstripe uniform. Scenic designer David Rockwell adds a silhouette of the Polo Grounds scoreboard, not making it exactly identical. Darren is a bit of a Derek Jeter analog. Granted, Jeter isn't actually gay. He's more of a template than a copy. There is also Kippy Sunderstrom, played by Patrick J. Adams, who is reminiscent of former Yankee pitcher Mike Mussina, a highly educated ball player who, in Mussina's case, graduated from Stanford with an economics degree. Then there is Shane Mungett, played by Michael Oberholzer, who is obviously inspired by relief pitcher John Rocker, whose bigoted comments about New York City drew the ire of the city and many baseball fans. Shane has some very strong words to say about playing on the Empires and being around various players of color, as well as playing with a homosexual on the team. When Take Me Out works, it is a fast-paced, delightfully charming, witty, and funny play. When the first act ends, it runs about 50 minutes, I turned to my friend sitting next to me and said how I was amazed at how quickly that first act moved. It was so engaging and so exhilarating to watch. Kippy and Darren's banter is great, and the generally comic locker room atmosphere is relaxed and not overdone. The heart of the play, though, is the one character who knows nothing about the sport, Darren's new business manager, Mason Marzak, played to perfection by Jesse Tyler Ferguson. As a person who has had baseball in my life for as long as I can remember, it was such a joy to watch Mason passionately discover the sport and how it moved his soul. The one problem I have with Take Me Out is once the conflict really starts moving at the end of the second act and the beginning of the third act. Note, there's no intermission between Acts 2 and 3. The second act ends after a tragic event happens during a game involving Shane and Davey Battle, played by Brandon J. Dearden, a friend of Darren's who plays on the opposing team. The conflict that grows in this part of the play, as Kippy calls it, the Kafka-esque part of the play, doesn't flow well. The problem is not that the play diverges off into this tangent. That's fine. It's that Greenberg can't seem to stop trying to infuse the dialogue with humor in a part of the play where there shouldn't be any. The subject matter has grown too serious to be trying to have the audience laugh through it. It feels awkward, and the audience itself, the night I was in attendance, reacted like it wasn't sure if it was supposed to laugh at these jokes at this point. The play does recover, though, and rediscovers its footing by the end. What I do like, though, about the conflict is that no one is completely innocent in what transpires. There are varying degrees of fault, but everyone ends up bearing some degree of burden to what happens. I think that is particularly important, as it doesn't matter what the characters' beliefs, identities, or sexuality, or race is, they are all flawed. There's no white savior, there's no black savior role. Darren isn't a beacon for gay rights. He's just a human being trying to be who he truly is. And what is great about Jesse Williams' performance is that he doesn't shy away from Darren's cockiness and the arrogance that comes with a ball player with a $109 million contract. He's just as flawed as any of the other characters in the play, which is rather refreshing. It should be noted that there is a lot of male nudity in this play, so if you're uncomfortable with that, then you have been forewarned. There is also one scene of sexual assault involving two naked male characters in a shower, so if you're triggered by anything of that nature, you have been forewarned of that as well. Regardless of some of the script issues, Take Me Out is a beautiful love letter to the game of baseball with a deeply humanizing story of our heroes of the diamond, and I cannot encourage people enough to go see it. But that is only one man's opinion of Take Me Out, running at the Helen Hayes Theater through June 11th, so be sure to leave your opinion in the comments below. I will leave a link in the description on how to get tickets. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be the first to find out about future reviews. My next review was supposed to be the new Broadway musical Paradise Square, but that has been postponed due to several principal actors being ill. Instead, my next review will be Yale Repertory Theater's production of Choir Boy. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you at the theater.